Hi everybody, how's it going out there? Welcome back to the channel. As most of you saw a couple days ago, I had fortunately had to put my USACC Camaro build away for about the next month or so, which left me searching for another project. Nothing was really jumping out at me and hollering, that wanted to be built. So, which happens. That happens from time to time. So what I usually do is I take 3 or 4 kits that maybe are halfway piquing my interest, and I do a Google search, get that out right, and look for colors, any kind of inspiration that I can get. May not do it the color I see, but it might spark a different color in there, and it worked. I saw a car in a color that I really liked. It really just jumped right out at me and said, you got to build this thing in this color. So that's what I'm doing. It's this one, the Revell 1970 Shelby GT500. As much as I liked it for the box art, I'm not going to do it the box color. I will be doing it in orange with white stripes. So let me show you what you get in the box before I get started on it. So we'll start with the instruction sheet real quickly here. I won't spend too much time on it. It tells you the history of the 70 Shelby. Once again, the paint call out and the parts call out that you get with these Revell kits. Pretty cool. And your basic, easy to follow instruction sheet. This one also has the body color options availability with the stripe color. Doesn't tell you interior color, but it does give you some paint colors to think about. And then at the end, obviously, the decal placement for the stock Shelby or the street machine, if you choose to do it that way. A lot of different steps. Sometimes there's not much to do in each step. So, pretty nice instruction sheet. Now we'll go to the decal sheet. Really nice decal sheet. The Shelby hood stripes, license plate, yo, and the last one. Awesome wood grain decals for your door panels and your dashboard, and even for your center console, looks like. That is awesome when the manufacturers leave in those wood grains decals, because it's kind of hard to do. The Shelby center caps for your wheels, the engines, all the engine decals, gauges. Love it when they include the gauges too. Marker lights. Looks like floor mats. I'll be using the floor mats. Looks pretty cool. I think I'll be doing that. 4 different colors of stripes. Black, white, yellow, and blue. Very cool. I saw some very interesting color combinations with these stripes, especially with the yellow stripe, that I would have never thought of, that actually look pretty good. But I will be using the generic white stripe on my orange car. So that's that with the decals. Once again, very nice looking decal sheet. Let's move on to the clear plastic, the red clear with the extra little shot here. The tail lights. It's all you get in the red clear. And one piece. I usually cut these and cut a little section out instead of trying to do the whole thing. We'll see how it fits. But the glass, front and rear glass, and the quarter windows there. either front marker lights or backup lights, reverse lights. I'm not 100% sure of that. Haven't looked too far into the instructions to find out. I want to say it's going to be your front marker lights and headlights. So that is your clear glass. Nice and clear. Now to the tires. Very familiar Revell tire. These are ones that came in the Camaro kit as well. No name on the sidewall. Your typical bias ply tread. But popular tire for them to put in their kits, and a nice looking tire as well. Now you can get decals from other kits or from like Fireball Model Works or whatever you want, and put whatever brand or whatever decal you want on there to further enhance it if you so choose, or you can just leave them blackwalled. Not 100% sure yet what I'm going to do with them. Think about that. Now to the chrome tree we go. The GT500 wheels, the grille, the Shelby rear deck insert there, the back bumper, custom wheels for your street machine if you so choose to do it that way, the dual carb and air cleaner, taillight bezels there, valve covers, chrome alternator, that'll get stripped down. These are pieces on the front end. This is the exhaust, dual exhaust tips, how Shelby, the 70s, had them close together like that, and the shifter. Onto the white plastic we will go. We will start with some wheel backs, some engine parts, the intake, air cleaner, two-piece carburetor, shock struts, side view mirrors, your exhaust manifolds, oil pan heads, radiator, water pump, back half of the exhaust, and the back panel of the car, fan, steering wheel, one piece leaf spring rear end and axle and drive shaft, hose, distributor, brakes, belts and pulleys. Guys know what all that stuff is. The next one up is the engine halves. Glue them together, try to smooth out the seam in there and cover that up. Your little rear roll bar there. Shock and strut mounts. Radiator shroud. Nice looking dashboard that you get the decal. As I bump the camera, you get the decal for the gauges and for the gauge panel. Very nice, very cool. And the Shelby hood with open right there and open for the hood pins. You see where the decals go right there on those scoops. The next one has 4 more wheel backs. The front spoiler. Here is your dual high-rise intake and carb mounts, more shock struts, and some blocks for raising the back of the car, however much you want to raise it, 1 block or 2. To this one, which has the interior pieces and the exhaust seats and seat backs for the front, 2 pieces, radiator, top part right there, and your support cover, body scoops, the front half of the exhaust, or more than front half, the 3/4 of the exhaust there, and more shocks and strut mounts there. And you get the lower front valance to glue on right there. Probably glue that on before I paint. Let's go to the suspension and chassis and interior. Open. Not many of them are open, but a lot of the Mustangs are molded open like that because of how they're made. Molded in gas tank, nice. Most of the front suspension is molded in. In fact, looks like all of it is. You just have to detail paint it. Do your initial black paint or silver or aluminum, whatever you want to do, and then just detail paint your torsion bars and stuff like that. So a lot of detail painting to pick that stuff out. And then you have the interior tub, one-piece interior tub with the back seat included. The roll bar mount right here is in each one. Your typical Mustang shelf part there. There is texture for the carpet area, but I will probably use embossing powder. This is where the floor mats or your decal will go on each side, and you have pedals molded in, and your center console is all molded in already too. Not much detail on the door panels, but there is something there. You can basically just detail paint the stuff out. If you wanted to get real tricky with it, you might be able to cut these door panels off and do it that way, but I'm not going to go that far. So, nice looking interior, basically. You can see how it sits with the chassis. Make sure you paint everything so everything's covered up. Into the body. The Shelby Mustang body with the big spoiler on the back. Scoop design in the front here. Molded in door handles. Windshield wipers. Your vents. Battery is molded in. This is the support. You just put the little radiator and the shroud on it. And that cover over there. Where your shock mounts go. The firewall, smooth firewall, not much detail there. I will probably find out where the heater hoses go and drill in for heater hoses. I'll probably put heater hoses on this one. But the only additions I'll be making to this one: door lock knobs, heater hoses, and spark plug wires. That's pretty much standard procedure on most of my kits. Little bit of plastic to sand down and a little bit of mold lines here, especially right there where that panel meets, but not much at all. Really nice. Won't take long. Deepen the panel lines on here. I don't believe I'll be opening the trunk because of how the interior mounts and everything, so no opening trunk on this one, guys. And my color choice is one of these two oranges. What I did was I test sprayed the colors, and I'm closer to wanting this one than I am to this one. But what I think I will do, because this is Sunset Orange from the Kaleido. This is from their Mecha line. And there's the orange yellow from their primary line. They're both gloss. What I will do is I will probably drip a couple of drops of the darker orange yellow into the Sunset Orange to darken it just a little bit. Not quite as dark as that though. I get a little bit more dark into that for the body color with the white stripes. So I think it'll look pretty good. Well, that's all I got to do is just do that to mix the colors. Drop everything here. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Deepening the panel lines and smoothing out the body. Not much else to do to get this thing ready to be washed and then primed. So I'll see you at the first update sometime next week. Thanks for watching Stumpy Grump Scale Speed Shop. I'll see you then.